Welcome to Harem Project Live tonight. I'm Bonnie Sawyer, the Executive Director of Harem Project. I'm grateful to be here tonight. We have two amazing guests on, but before we get to that, just a few quick announcements. One very important one is we want to announce the winners of our Harem Project Club grants. We gave away 10 $250 grants to some of our Harem Project clubs, and the winners are Westford Academy in Massachusetts, Haddon Township High School in New Jersey, Forest Grove Middle School in Massachusetts, Tigard High School in Oregon, Doherty High School in Massachusetts, Mount View Middle in Massachusetts, Dayton High School in Texas, Tulare Union High School in California, Pocono Mountain Junior High in Pennsylvania, and Mount St. Joseph High School in Maryland. So congratulations to our 10 Harem Project clubs that have won a $250 grant that they'll be able to use to, just fund their club in some fun ways, whether it's buy some gear or maybe have some fun substance-free events, however they choose to use it. So hopefully they will put that to good use. And then I would also like to do a shout out to Victoria Farrell and Mission Helping Hands. She was on a couple of weeks ago, and they just had a golf tournament raising money for Harem Project, and they raised $15,000 for the programs of Harem Project to help us support, inspire, and empower individuals, families, and communities across the country affected by substance use disorder. So we are grateful for that. That is an amazing turnout, and we are really grateful, especially during such an urgent time. And then finally, our annual report for our fiscal year 2021 has hot off the press. You can either find it on our website, or you may be getting one in the mail. We've mailed some out. If you're interested in taking a look, just go to our haremproject.org and take a look. And I also want to make sure mention to mark your calendars for November 30th, which is Giving Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and that is a day that we set aside to bring hope and healing to those that have been affected by addiction, families, and those that have lost a loved one, and those who have just taken the first step towards recovery. So those, we try to raise $12,500 to provide 500 healing packages throughout the year to families. So thank you. If you would take part in that on November 30th, we would be grateful. So like I said, we have two amazing guests tonight, Eric Daddario and Bridget Santos. So I'm going to bring on Eric. Hello, Eric. Do you want to share where you're coming live from? I'm very jealous.
Live from another country in Turks and Caicos.
Lovely. I tell you, what I would do to be in Turks and Caicos right now. Although it's been, pretty mild in New England, so I can't complain. It's not like it's the middle of winter and it's 30 degrees, but I would really love to be in Turks and Caicos. And more than that, totally grateful that you are taking the time to be with us. I mean, you got a pretty amazing wife that she's letting us grab you for 15 minutes. So thank you to her as well. So why don't you share a little bit about yourself with everybody, and 3 fun facts. We're going to do 3 fun facts tonight, which I guess one is that you're in Turks and Caicos. So
okay.
We'll leave you with 2 more.
All right. Okay. So first off, thank you I appreciate it having me on tonight. It's an honor. My name's Eric Daddario, and for the past 3 years, I've been traveling around the United States speaking to high school, middle school students and athletes, and talking about the importance of their decisions and how that their decisions now will affect them not only now, but later in their life. And so I've been empowering youth to make better decisions so they can live a more fulfilling life.
Right.
And a lot of people ask me, well, why do you do this? And main reason why I do this was because I had a younger brother, Brendan, who about 5 years ago passed away from a heroin overdose. And after that happened, I really sat back and thought to myself, this happened. The main reason was because of the decisions that he was making growing up. Mm. And so I felt that kids needed to hear this message of making good decisions and the road that can bring you down versus making the decisions that my brother was making and how that ended for him. So that's how I started doing this. And, I've been very fortunate to actually been able to start working with the Herren Project on some things. So, yeah.
Well, I remember, I was one of your biggest fans, right?
I remember when you
down on social media.
And you were like, I'm not stalking you, but I love your work. I
know, it was like totally like, I'm really not a creep, but I've been watching you for 2 years, and I really think that your message is spot on and really, what we're doing here and what we're trying to do at Harem Project. So I am so grateful that, you've teamed up with us. You help us with the Purple Couch. People can see Eric and Izzy every other week, right? Is it on the Purple Couch? And you guys talk about so many important topics that I think are really important for our youth to hear. So that's one great thing. And I know that you are doing amazing work. I have your website up right now. If people are interested, in having you speak or just seeing what you're all about and doing work, I highly recommend people check you out, because I do think you're really, at a time where I think our young people are struggling so much. And sometimes when we're either anxious or depressed, we're dealing with lots of anxiety and peer pressures, that does have an effect on the decisions we make, even as adults, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm excited about the Herren Project Club speaking that we have going on, the speaker series here, right? So the first one was done in October and talked about decision making, right? I'm going to be talking about every other month. The next one's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's December 9th.
December 2nd. I got them all written down. So December 2nd. So what Eric's talking about is for people that are in our Herren Project clubs, we have a new educational webinar series that Eric is hosting for us. We have 5 different webinars this year that align with the pillars of our Harem Project clubs. So the first one, which was one of our pillars, was decision making. And then coming up on December 2nd is stress management. So why don't you share, what will be some of the stuff you'll be talking about as it relates to stress management?
Yeah. So basically going to be talking about how to help, essentially to kind of give them a background, what stress really is, right? Because how it can affect you, in that having a little stress in your life isn't a bad thing at first, right? We all kind of need that. But if it gets to the point to where it starts taking your life over and it starts negatively affecting you, right? Because when you go in, let's say, for example, we have an interview for a job. We're a little stressed with that, but that can be some good stress to a point. So I'll be going over one of the things I'll be going over is the difference. And, if that stress does get to the point where it is really negatively affecting your life, some of the things that you can do to let go of that stress, whether it's moving, right? For me, whenever I'm stressed out, I'm going to the gym, maybe I'm doing some yoga, I get up and I go for a walk. So I'll be going over different ways that you can release that stress from your life. And a lot of times people don't realize, but they're holding on to stress that they've been holding on to stress for a long time. So I'm just going to be going over some ways that whether you've been holding on to stress for a few months, a few years maybe, or something that's just come up now, how to just let that go and how that can essentially affect your life. The positive, the positivity of being able to just let it go.
Yeah. And then I know after the new year, as we kick off on January 6th, we're going to be talking about self-care, which is another pillar of the Harem Project clubs. Yeah. Which I think is going to be fitting as we enter the new year. And, there's a new, like we say, new year, new you. So tell us a little bit about the self-care.
Yeah. So basically talking about the big thing with me is a lot of times people think about self-care. The self-care they think about physically, and that is true. I'll be going over that, but some of the big things I'll be talking about is also mentally, right?
Right.
Mentally self-care for for everybody. I was going to say students, but just in general, everybody, right?
Right.
The way we think about ourselves, the way we talk to ourselves, all that stuff is just so important. And, self-care, taking care of ourselves with care, which I believe is, I love to say this, but I believe is one of the best ways, that we take care of ourselves. So I just think that it's vitally important for us to become the best, version of ourselves, and to be able to take care of ourselves in these ways, not only physically, but also mentally.
Yeah. And I would also add to that, balance. I know kids are just, between school and academics and, athletics and all the different, some people have, on top of that have jobs. Even myself, you got to find that work-life balance. I know it's something I need to work on. So I look forward to that webinar. And then after that, we have, which will be during Wellness Week with Herren, healthy choices. So
basically this will just be about, the difference between healthy and non-healthy choices, but talking about in different situations, right?
Right.
So, for example, I'm at a party and, making that choice when someone comes up to me to offer me a substance, what the healthy choice versus the non-healthy choice, and kind of what can happen, those outcomes with our choices. So I'll be going over healthy choices and non-healthy choices in different situations. You could say of everyday life, but also too in those moments, you could say of being peer pressured or pressure in life, which can be vital, right? I believe that our decisions in those moments are crucially important to kind of where our life goes. So I'll be going over that in healthy choices.
And then finally, our last webinar in the series will be on May 5th, and it's about empowerment, which is the final pillar of Harem Project Clubs, which I think is a great, as we end the school year and kids get ready for whatever, the summer and preparing for their next school year, or some may be preparing to go on to college, what will we be touching upon in empowerment?
So, basically talking about goals, right? That's one of the big things I'll be talking about is goals for maybe this is looking ahead, but for the next year to end this year out, right? To kind of almost essentially let them know to finish the year strong, and not kind of let your foot off the gas pedal, to keep focused on the goals that you have at hand, whether they're sport goals, whether it's in the school goals, so just any goals that they may have, or if they don't have any goals, I think it's very important for them to maybe sit down at the end of the year and write down, okay, how do I want the end of my year to look like? What are some goals that I could have for myself moving forward for the end of the year, but also even in summertime and maybe to start the next year. So that's going to be a really good one to finish the year out, and to just give them some tips on empowerment, to empower themselves, some things that they can do. Like I'm a big believer in affirmations, right? You want something to happen, to empower that to happen, affirming that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And all of these are so important. And, if you're watching tonight, this is an educational series that is open to all Harem Project clubs. They happen at 1:00, so that, if you're a teacher or, an advisor of a club, you can show this to your class. You can show it to a number of people, and the recordings of these will be available to all clubs, nonstop. And if you're not a Harem Project club, then, I encourage you to learn more about our Harem Project clubs. We just mentioned the pillars, which Eric will be speaking on: decision-making, stress management, self-care, healthy choices, and empowerment. And these are 5 pillars that are the foundation of our clubs, that are geared towards teaching kids, healthy ways to cope without using substances. It's all based in social emotional learning, which we know today is vital. As Chris Herren speaks about the first day of addiction. And I think that if we're going to make, strides towards preventing the disease, I think teaching our youth and giving them the tools that they need for healthy coping is vital. And we are just so grateful that you, Eric, are here to help us share that message. And the next one that will be happening on December 2nd at 1:00. We are going to open that up to the public. So I would just tell everybody, watch your social media, our email newsletters. We will be putting out a registration link for that so that you can register. And in the meantime, like I said, I really encourage you to just find out more about Harem Project clubs. We would love to have you. We are currently at 231 clubs across the country. So it's pretty amazing. Right. Jillian and her team are just doing a fantastic job. We have just released our 5 new activities this year, plus our new sticker. There's like all sorts of exciting things going on. I know Jillian has there's interactive Google Classrooms now, and all kinds of things. And like we said, we just gave away 10 $250 club grants as well. So lots of great stuff. But before we go, Eric, is there any last words or bits of inspiration you want to leave?
Wait a minute. I got 2. Ready? I have 2 more fun facts. So
great. We can end with your fun facts.
Right. Number 2, fun fact: Eric is getting pressured by so many people to buy a dog.
Oh.
The wife wants him to get a dog. His dad wants him to get his dog. His wife's parents. So I might be next. If I'm on the show again, I might be with the dog next.
All right. Well, I hope so. I mean, dogs are wonderful. They are definitely a lot of work, but they are fun.
That's one of the reasons why I'm getting a little pushback here. I know the work that can go into a dog. Trust me.
Yeah. I had a dog and we loved her, Dakota. May she rest in peace. She left us 2 years ago, but we haven't bit the bullet yet because I'm an empty nester and I'm kind of liking my freedom. And I'm like, I can just pick up and go and do whatever I want. So we haven't done it yet, but I think we're getting closer and closer to doing it. So, hey, who knows? Maybe I'll have a dog too the next time you have it.
And then lastly, Eric's favorite food, sushi. Love
sushi. Okay.
Big sushi guy. Love it.
What's your favorite kind of sushi then?
The tuna rolls.
Tuna roll. Okay.
But I love to when there's a place around where I live, you go out and I think it's like $150, and they come out. If you've ever seen it, like the wooden boat, and it's just a bunch of sushi. It's awesome. I love it.
Well, that's great. Well, we appreciate you joining us, especially from Turks and Caicos tonight. I hope you have a fantastic time. Thank your lovely wife for letting us steal you for 15 minutes. And we will see you when you get back. Hopefully not with a sunburn. Wear your sunscreen.
Oh, that's probably everywhere. I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say next time you see me, I'm going to be burned. I always get burned. Always.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful night, Eric. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, well, Eric is always full of so much energy. I love his passion, and he really just does such a great job connecting with the youth. So we are grateful to have him. So next, we will be bringing on Bridget Santos. Thanks for joining us tonight, Bridget.
Hi, Bonnie. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We are so grateful to have you. Now, you are the program assistant for the Newport County Prevention Coalition in Newport, Rhode Island.
Yes.
Or Newport County, Rhode Island, I guess. I mean, it's all of
Newport County, which includes Newport.
Yes, absolutely. So and I'll let you share a little bit about what the Newport County Prevention Coalition is. But before we do that, why don't you share a little bit about who you are?
Sure. So my name is Bridget Santos. I am a longtime resident of Newport County. I've lived here my whole life. And I love this community, so that's why I do what I do. I'm trying to think of some fun facts. Not as fun as being in Turks and Caicos, but I am obsessed with podcasts. Love them. I'm always listening to them. I could probably recite every episode of The Office. So
we like The Office in my house.
Yes. But yeah, so I work for Newport County Prevention Coalition. And what we do there is we are a coalition that is dedicated to providing evidence-based substance use prevention strategies, mental health advocacy, as well as treatment in Newport County, Rhode Island. So we have been very focused, especially on the mental health side of things due to
Mhm.
COVID and everything being revamped up. So that's what our focus has been mainly on.
Great. Well, I know you guys do amazing work, and we're grateful to have you right in our own backyard. I mean, our home office is in Tiverton, and we've been supporting you for a while, and you guys do really incredible work. So, when you say Newport County, can you tell us, what towns or cities are involved in the coalition?
Absolutely, yeah. So, like you said, Tiverton, which is where I live actually,
Oh,
Little
okay.
Compton, Portsmouth, Newport, Middletown, and Jamestown. So we work with all of the towns in the county. We work with the schools. We work with the state representatives and local representatives to just bring some substance use strategies to kids and adults as well.
Great. Great. I know you do a lot of great events and outreach and bringing awareness. And one of those events or initiatives, I guess, is the Count It, Lock It, Drop It. You want to share a little bit about what that initiative is all about?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So that started because the state of Rhode Island had seen some troubling numbers about more kids getting into prescription and over the counter medications. So they did a big push for the local coalitions to start giving out some more information about prescription safety.
Mhm.
So it started off as a summer safety program that we started. Where we gave out free lock bags for medications as well as Dispose RX, which is a powder that you can use in your prescription meds to dissolve into and deactivate some of the ingredients. So we handed those out at local events anywhere that we could. But now our summer safety campaign has become our fall safety campaign. And we've continued to expand. Now we've partnered with Newport Hospital to now offer free safe medicine kits to every new parent that comes into the birthing center. So each parent that leaves gets a free lock bag, information about keeping your prescription safe, a packet of Dispose RX, and other things as well. So it's really kind of continued to grow and gain traction, and we're continually trying to get more and more of these great, great items into the hands of our residents.
That's great. And I just put the link up across the bottom here. And if anybody goes there, I know you can go to that part of Newport County Prevention Coalition site, and you can actually sign up for this information that she's talking about. It's a kit, right? It's like the kit. And people can sign
Yes,
up
yeah,
on
it
there.
comes with. Yep, exactly. So you can get a free safe medicine kit. You can even just get the free lock bag if you're interested.
Right.
But we have all sorts of free resources for anyone who's interested.
Awesome. That is fantastic. So what other, I mean, Newport County Prevention Coalition, you have so many different initiatives and programs that you're
There's a
doing.
lot.
The others that you want to share about?
Sure, yeah. So we are recently working on a CARA grant, which is a Comprehensive Addiction Recovery Act grant for Newport's North End. So we've been really focused on trying to get more resources towards that side of the area. And one of the exciting things that we're working on now is a presentation at Rogers High School that's going to mainly focus on injury prevention, specifically sports injury prevention. As what we've seen is that athletes, especially student athletes, are at a higher risk for opiates. So we are trying to just raise awareness with this program. We have a local physical therapist coming along with a pharmacy manager from Newport Hospital who's going to be there as well. So we're hoping this can kind of be a good segue to kind of talk to the kids about just, knowing about injury recovery and knowing about how to take care of themselves physically and mentally.
That's great. And I know one other initiative I saw today, I think that was just shared, is the grandparent support. Don't you have like a grandparent support group that you're doing along with Child and Family in Middletown? I know that
Yes.
you probably know the statistic a lot better than I do off the top of my head because I don't want to butcher it, but I know that there are a lot of grandparents that are raising their grandchildren, in part because of the opioid epidemic. And they need a whole different kind of support. I mean, than, just, even foster parents. So I know that you have that going on. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, what we know is that at least 13,000 children in Rhode Island are being raised by their grandparents. So, that's quite a staggering number.
It
And
is.
so, we're
Yeah.
just trying to see if we can give them a little bit more support and especially help them connect to the resources that they need.
Right.
What we found is that each grand family is so unique in what they need, depending on, legal services or food assistance, whatever it may be, that we really have to tailor what they need to their own needs. So we have our grand family support group that we meet every month. That's on the third Tuesday of every month. The next one's going to be on November 16th. And we're going to be talking about the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program with somebody from the Rhode Island Department of Human Services, which is going to be great, so that she can kind of give us some guidance about eligibility and benefits and how to go about applying for it.
Okay.
So if you or anyone listening to this is interested and need help, please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to have you at one of our groups. We're just trying to get as many people help as we can.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you a question. These are in person, right? Is there a virtual component to it?
Yeah, so actually for our next meeting, we're expecting more people because this is such a, an important program, that we're going to have a hybrid meeting for this one. So we're going to be doing an in-person part, but also have a Zoom available for anyone interested. And you can just go to newportcountyprevention.org and view our grand family page and be able to get a little bit more information on that.
Great. Oh, great. And one other thing, do you have to register or could you just show up?
You can just show up if you want. That is absolutely fine. We welcome everyone and anyone who wants to attend.
Fantastic. That is definitely a very big need. And I hope that people will take advantage of that very important support group because, as we know, in all areas of, I don't even want to just say addiction, but we see it work with addiction, is that peer-to-peer support makes such a difference.
Yes.
So and important. Not feel alone and to feel just strength from other people is really, really incredible. So is there anything else that you want to share before we finish up here tonight? You probably could talk for an hour for all the things that are going on.
I'll do one more. On our website, we just recently added a hidden in plain sight interactive element. So what hidden in plain sight is it's a mock teenager's bedroom that includes some items that either could be a sign of risky behavior or just something to maybe look out for and have a conversation with your kid about. So you can just go to newportcountyprevention.org, click around a room that looks like a teenager's room, and see some items that would probably shock you.
Yeah, I've seen one of those in person and went through it, and it is pretty amazing because you're like, oh, what is this? I know. I mean, I have 3 kids of my own, and you go through it, and you don't really realize how easy it is to miss very critical, I think, information and stuff in your own children's bedroom that you would possibly overlook. Yeah. So I think. Again, so thank you, Bridget, for joining us tonight. And just thank you to everyone at the Newport County Coalition. And I know all the different coalitions that each are independently working and then coming together as the Newport County Prevention Coalition. You're all doing such incredible work. And like I said, we're really happy to be part of your community. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, before we end tonight, I am going to put up a link here. It's in the comments. It's just a Google form. If people would like to fill it out, just click on that link in the comments. We're basically just doing a survey to find out, what do you like about Harem Project Live? What kinds of guests would you like to see? What kind of information would you like? We want to hear from you so that we can give you the best experience and information that we can. So please do that, share it. We will be putting it up on our social media. So it won't just be in these comments. We will be putting it up so that you can find out. But otherwise, oh, and one other important, I can't believe I forgot, but thank you to everybody that participated and wrote a review on the great nonprofits. Harem Project was chosen again as a great nonprofit in 2021. So thanks to each of you just taking a few minutes to let the world know your experience with Harem Project. It helped us, and we got that award one more time. So thank you for that, and I hope that we will see you next week. And have a wonderful week. Thank you, everybody. Good night.